Welcome back to another video. Today we are installing a boost pipe upgrade on the MK7 Golf R. The EQT, I think it's 2 3/4 inch oversized for the oversized intercooler. Pretty good looking kit. You're going to replace all these silicone piping and also the hard piping. It comes with a turbo muffler delete and new hardware and gasket. New clamps. Kit looks pretty solid. Only thing I did notice was there is a little dent on the hard pipe. I'm assuming that's not supposed to be there, but it's not too big. I don't think it will really disrupt the flow too much, so I'm not too worried about it. And yeah, got some tools out here. 7mm for the clamps that are on there right now for the intake piping. 10mm for the new clamps. 5mm. I don't know, 5mm for something. T30 and T25 for the skid plate and whatnot. So I'm gonna film a little bit of me taking off the old pipes and putting on the new ones. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get the car jacked up in the front, and we'll go from there. Car is a little hot right now, so give it a little bit of time to cool down before I start wrenching on it. Car is jacked up in the air now. Got her on 2 jack stands for the front. Should have plenty of ground clearance underneath there to crawl under. Not going to be doing too much work under there anyways, but I think our first plan of attack will be taking off the intake hosing and then getting to work on, I don't know if the turbo inlet's got to come off or not, but take a look and see. I think it might, just so I can get at the turbo muffler, but yeah, start tearing stuff apart. So we pulled off the intake, the soft piping for it, and I'm taking a look at the turbo inlet here, and I don't know if that's carbon or burnt oil or whatever that is, but it's pretty gunked up inside of there. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a wipe down the best I can. I don't think I have to take off the turbo inlet to get at the muffler. It's kind of tucked back under there. It's hard to see it, but I don't think I'll need to take this off to get at it. Another thing I did see was at the very back of the inlet pipe, there are two screws going into a bracket holding it, and one of them was hand tight, so I could literally pull it out with hand here, which is no bueno. So I pulled that out, and I'm gonna tighten them up, make sure they're torqued in there properly, and yeah, go from there. This bracket's going to be coming off, and then there's a clamp going onto that. So we'll take the tubing out of there. I believe I'll have to climb underneath the car and get the rest of it off. Then once that's off, then we should be able to go ahead and get the turbo muffler removed as well. We've got the inlet pipe all tightened up now. The bracket's all tightened up, much more secure. Inside of it's all cleaned out. There's quite a bit of shit inside of it. It's all good now. We went ahead and loosened the bolt off of the hose down there and pulled it off of the turbo muffler. Loosened the one bracket up top, and we also went ahead and pulled the skid tray off of the bottom of the car, and I'm going to crawl under there now, take off the other bracket and the hose clamp, and that first pipe should come right out of there. Well, we are underneath of the car now. Pulled that clamp off, loosened that bracket off, and I took that hose clamp thing off as well. So that's all loose. Still connected to the intercooler. I'm not going to take this hose off just yet, but I'm going to go back up top, and I should be able to yank that hose out of there. It's quite a tight fit, but she should come out because everything's loose now. And we got her out. That sucked. So there are a few of these brackets. They've got like push clips in them. They're just holding wiring harnesses in. Some of them are just like these ratchet style bands, which are a lot easier. You can just kind of undo those a little bit and then pull the wires out of them. These ones, you got to pry the push clips out of them, and that sucked. Anyways, it was a wrestling match trying to get it out of there. The only thing I could say really is this would be a lot easier to do if you were already doing a transmission fluid change or something of the such, where you don't have this in the way, your intake shield. Well, it depends what intake you have, but very limited amount of space in there trying to wrestle the tube out. So yeah, on to the next step. I'm going to remove the turbo muffler and get the EQT one on back there, which is, I think it's just 3 Allen head screws. So yeah, go ahead and pull that off and get the new one on. So we're back over to the workbench now. There's the stock pipe and the new one. I'm gonna finish it off for tonight and I'll pick it back up tomorrow, but pretty well I'm gonna pull out these they're like rubber bushing things for the bolts, pull them both out, put them on the new one, and yeah, I'm gonna get that dropped in there. First, this turbo muffler's actually got to go in. Here's a little comparison of the stock size to the new EQT one. So it's quite a large difference. It's also a straight through design rather than the baffled, weird looking cutout it's got going on here. So yeah, I don't know. Probably won't make too huge of a difference, but once the Vortex finally goes onto the car, I'm sure it will be an essential upgrade. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off here for tonight and I'll pick it back up tomorrow. Good morning, back at her again. Another day out here. Got my coffee this morning. I went ahead and threw the EQT turbo muffler delete in the car, so that's installed now with the new bolt to new gasket. I swapped the bolts with these little rubber inserts off of the old piping, put them on the new piping. I think I have them facing the right way. If I don't, it's not hard to take them out, flip them around again. The only thing I noticed here was there's 2 clips here. One to hold the, I think it was a coolant line or it was some type of line that this was held in by. And then this was just a push clip for a wiring harness, I believe. There's only one bracket on here, so I'm assuming that's for the wiring harness. And we do not have anything to put that on with. So I'm gonna assume that these are what the zip ties are for. I don't really know. But I don't know, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw this guy in the car now and yeah, carry on from there. Well, I finally got the pipe wrestled in there. I did end up having some of these brackets backwards, I believe. I don't know, it's in there now, but it's pretty loose and it's also rubbing only when you move it. But I'm hoping that once the clamps go on there, it'll kind of tighten everything up. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw those on now. I believe these 2 are, yeah, that would be the driver side under the car, passenger side under the car. Then I think this is the guy that goes up top. So I'm gonna grab the clamps and clamp that all on there and see how she feels after that. She is all buttoned up now. So I made a oopsie. I ordered the piping kit for an oversized intercooler, assuming I had an oversized intercooler because I've got the IE stock mount installed in there, but apparently that is not considered an oversized intercooler. So these 2 silicone hoses do not fit, which is not too big of a problem because the biggest restriction is gone and the turbo muffler is in there. So that was my main priority, more or less, but still kind of sucks because this kit was, I don't know, $300 or something like that, and 2 of these hoses I can't even use. But other than that, I'm gonna go fire it up, take it for a drive, make sure all the clamps are all tight, there's no boost leaks, everything holds up well, and that'll be about the last step for this install. The only thing I will mention is when you go to put that new charge pipe, boost pipe in, the hard pipe, it was easier for me to come in from the bottom because of the solid brackets on the side of it. I couldn't really get it fished down in there very well. So I came up from the bottom, and that worked out mint. Went in there a lot easier. And yeah, so other than that, I'm going to go take it for a drive, and hopefully you won't see me again. But if you do, it's because I got a boost leak.